Good morning. Good morning. Waiting for everybody to get on here. We're going to be talking about the three things that you should know before deciding to get your real estate license to save your time. So, most people decide to get a real estate license because they think it'd be fun to sell houses, good money. Usually, when the market is on fire, everybody's jumping in. But if you get in for the right reasons, you will last and you will make a lot of money. So, I'm going to go over those reasons. But the first three things you need to know: 97% of agents that get a license never sell a house. 97%. And then the average agent that sells a house and lasts in the market sell 3 to 4 homes on average. Now that's the NAR statistics from what I've seen from my experience with actual agents in an office of 450 people, that in a very easy market, the last 10 years, people were selling 7, 8 their first year if they were actually working consistently on average, and then maybe doing 15 the next year, maybe doing 30 by the third year. And that's a really good goal. This market is definitely more challenging. However, I know it's possible because I took 2.5 years off and started from scratch after giving all my clients away, just training, decided to start over and sell. And the way I did that was reaching out to sphere of influence, past clients, and leads that I've had in the past, calling thousands of people to build a list. Now I have 200-300 people on my phone that want to buy, but I only sold 10 to 12 homes each the last 2 years. Now I've never sold under 18 homes when I got into real estate. So the market's definitely changed. The rate's going up, and most people are locked into their interest rate right now. So the last 2 years, people that want to buy haven't been buying, and you're going to start seeing those people start getting into homes because they're going to get more confident on the market. Rates just dropped, I believe, 5.5%, 6%. Depending on your credit. So that's great news. Okay, so the three things though that you need to know. 97, I'm gonna save the best one for last. 97% agents never sell a house. I'm gonna give you the tools to make sure 100% that you succeed. 100% you succeed in real estate. Now, within the first 5 years of you succeeding, so the 3% that make it, another 95% don't last after the next 5 years. So why is this? In my opinion, most people work with their sphere of influence. Most people are not trained properly. They do not have the right guidance. Even though a broker makes an override off every home you sell. However, from my experience, after training agents and spending a lot of money so they succeeded, because I was providing them leads and training, I didn't make much money off of it at all, if any. So I got experience out of it. And that's why I train still. And YouTube is a great way to do that because I can train people one-on-one from anywhere in the US. And the biggest challenge, even myself. So I was 19 years old, and I'll tell you a little story. I was 19 years old when I got my license, and I was very naive and headstrong. 6 months, I worked for a small office that paid me 80% of zero. I got my real estate license to do loans because I was told I needed to. So I ended up getting that, ended up doing cold calls for loans, and did a hard money loan after 6 months of making phone calls in the yellow pages. But I've really analyzed this down as far as why did I make it when most people don't make it. And it was because of willpower and discipline. I showed up every day for 6 months without getting paid. And an older lady there told me, have you ever thought about new home sales? So I ended up getting into new home sales. And that's where I was trained to sell 40 to 50 homes a year. They trained me, and I've taken people through that same training progress, building rapport, sales and marketing, discipline, lead following up. Did you know to make $200,000 a year in real estate, all you have to do is make 1 hour of phone calls 5 days a week. That's it. 1 hour of phone calls. Why don't people do it? Because it's easier not to. It's not easy at the beginning. Nothing's easy at the beginning. So you have to have a big enough why. You have to be so committed that this is what you're doing. There's no backup plan. You're going to sell real estate. For me, it was getting freedom. So I can serve people and get freedom. I can have my own schedule, make as much money as I want. So that was the biggest reason that I overcame working for free for 6 months. I recently had somebody that I trained about 2 years ago tell me the other day that, he worked for a couple months and he got a couple leads and he never got paid. And I said, yeah, I get 15, 20 leads a day when I'm making 1,000 phone calls a day, more than that probably. But it takes consistency. The the average amount of contacts you have to have with somebody is going to be 13 to 14 leads before converting them. Now, obviously, the better you get as far as when to call them, how to speak to them. I made 2 hours of phone calls yesterday and I set 2 appointments with people that I've already spoken to in the past. And these are people I've been talking to for 2 years now. Now, when I got back into real estate after 2.5 years off, I went back to sphere of influence, and about 2 or 3 of the homes that I sold were people that didn't buy for 3 or 5 years. So this takes time, but if you are committed and you can see the potential, I actually, in a way, burnt my business down and rebuilt it because there's multiple reasons. We'll get to that in another video. But my point is, staying on track here, 3 things. 97% never sell a house. At 5 years, they get out. Third thing that all agents should know before getting into real estate. Why? Why are you doing it? Why? Because I just talked to a lady that wanted to learn how to leverage her home. She said she's been wanting to buy another house. She couldn't. Show her how multiple times, went over everything, but she's still living in the fear of her old mindset, telling her it's scary. Now she's going to get her license. Well, I asked her why she's going to get her license. What's the point of getting your license? You have $400,000 in equity. If you make 3 correct moves, you're going to make $1.2 million instead of 400,000 with your appreciation of your one house versus three and putting $150,000 in your bank. Now, if you can't do that from an expert, if you can't be coachable, and I don't say that lightly, I've sold over 2,000 homes. Look me up on Zillow, 800 and something homes in resale in 9 years, and 9 years of new home sales, and then 2 years off and the last 2 years back in. So there you go, 20 years, 22 years of a license, about 38 doors, but 38. I've done everything you can think of in real estate. So if you see this video, you need to subscribe, like, and make sure you stay connected because I'm sharing this stuff for free. I'm sharing how to build a multi-million-dollar company for free on YouTube. I'm trying to teach everything I've learned in the shortest period of time and get better at teaching that to people. I've listened to hundreds of thousands of hours of Tony Robbins, Ty Lopez, Andrew Tate, which I take the best of everybody, Jordan Peterson, Sebastian Ingalls. If you don't have this list, you need to write this list down. If I miss anybody, Wes Watson, great from inspiration, motivation. He's extreme. I find that the people that succeed are extremists. You have to be sold out. You don't need skills. You just need commitment. So you've got to be commitment. I have somebody that I'm working with that took her license, didn't pass. She's a teacher. She's a parent. She got a lot of things going on. Now, when I was 19, I was selling the Fresno Bee, made great money, wasn't very prestigious. Wanted to find something that was more prestigious. So I made 60 grand a year when I was 18. Most people don't do that with a degree. So I saw there's money in this sales thing, and I wasn't good at it. I just memorized the script. De Fresno Bee es gratis por 6 meses. 6.48 per mes for 6 meses. Memorize in Spanish. Memorize the script, and started making money. Real estate, same thing. I can teach you today how to make over $100,000 a year in one of the toughest markets, which actually the market's going to get better. The next 2 years, things are going to get crazy because the last 2 years, things have been steady with everybody with their brakes on. So the next 2 years is going to be crazy again. People don't realize it. Rates are starting to fall a little bit too. So wrapping this video up, the biggest thing of real estate is getting a coach. You need a mentor. I didn't have a mentor. I had an office manager that was stuck in his office that did a training every once in a while that wasn't selling that many homes. So here's the thing, most brokerages, if you got a brokerage with 100 people, you have one or two people kicking ass and the rest average. And those people are doing just enough to get by and they're surviving. And then you have a couple heavy hitters, and then you might have a couple new people that come in and learn from those people, and that's where but those people don't typically teach you everything. Now, I've learned a few very hard lessons. I'm gonna share a couple with them with you right now. One, I just told an agent that's been in the business as long as me. He's extremely successful, worth millions of dollars, and he's in contracting now, selling homes, selling 10 homes a year without even trying. And I just told him one of my three secrets to listing properties that's going to make him a lot more money. These three things average me $40,000 more than the same house next door. I have a prime example of how that happened. One of them is keeping the home on the market for at least 2 weeks without showing it to anybody. And the reason that is, and I didn't find this out until selling 150 homes in 2018 when I helped other people, because I did it at such a high level, I was able to see when you do something hundreds of times, you can start making small little changes to make things better. Three secrets, and it's in a video that I have on my channel. You can go get it through the Udemy course. And I go into an hour and 10 minutes on how to do everything at the expert level of real estate. But one of these things is most agents list a house. The average agent lists a house any day of the week, okay? Any day of the week. But once you do it for a while, you learn Wednesday or Thursday is the best day because then a couple days before the weekend. But when you do it a lot, I say not even 1% of agents know this. That I just told somebody, he's like, wow, that's a great idea. You list it on Wednesday or Thursday or even Friday, you skip that weekend and you wait till the next week. What happens is you're going to have 5 to 7 more days, and you can even do 2 or 3 weeks. The more expensive you go, the longer you keep it off. The reason that is people are getting in front of it online. They're getting the first time you list a house, you have the most potential viewers in the shortest period of time. But in the next week or two, you might have people that have been pre-qualified but haven't been looking because they're out of town or doing something. So you give yourself more time to accumulate those people. And instead of trickling people in like a leaky water faucet, you're going to turn on the faucet and set up appointments 15 minutes apart. When they see each other. And then as they go through the open house, which I'll go in and get on the open house. This will be a video about open houses as well. So going three different directions here. Hang in with me. Take a pause. If you guys are getting any value from this, please subscribe, hit the like button. It helps the algorithm to get this in front of more people. So open houses don't sell homes. And I'm gonna get back to that. So safe. You don't need to do open houses to sell the house. Doesn't work. Doesn't matter. You're there to get buyers, okay? But when you're doing an open house and you have agents, because mainly when you do an open house, 10 people will come through, 10 to 20 people will come through. Now, I had on this one house that I sold for $40,000 more, same exact model match. I ended up getting 40 offers. They got 10. I had a lot more people through the doors because I kept it on for 2 weeks versus they did it the normal way. And that's the first sign of a model match that I knew it was working. Two other things that you can get in my Udemy video course. But basically, when agents are walking through and a couple clients, new buyers are walking through, you're going to tell them, it's been off the market. This is the first weekend it's on the market. We're going to be accepting offers on Monday and Tuesday, getting back to everybody Wednesday. So Monday is the deadline, Tuesday review, Wednesday is the deadline. So we get all the offers in, if make sure you get it in by Monday. So you tell them that, and they see people. They see you're going to create that urgency. Now, when you trickle people in over 3 or 4 days, you might get 1 or 2 offers, depending on the market, depending on the price point. All those things matter. So I'm giving you guys some examples of why it's better to have a coach, why it's better to have somebody that's done things at a high level that can teach you versus if you want to be average, go work with average agents. You will remain average. If you want to be an expert, you need to get somebody that's done this thousands of times. So I truly believe real estate can be for everybody. I think it's the best job you can have. And that is because you're selling something at the highest level, you can make the most money, and you can delegate pretty much everything except the expertise and the knowledge. And that's where the value becomes. And that's why you make more money the better you get at it because you can have teams making phone calls, doing all the tedious work. And you can basically shoot videos explaining the best way of doing things or sending your clients videos. And I do that a lot as well because most agents are not doing that. I'm showing myself as I'm different than most agents. And one of the little scripts I use, I'll go over a few scripts, some 100 now. One of the, well, I call it a script, but at the beginning, you want to have scripts. And then you want to get so comfortable with that script that you can make it your own. So I always, when I talk to a client, and that we're even going to meet on Thursday, I told her, I know everybody knows at least 2 or 3 agents, but not everybody knows a top 1% agent, top 100 agent in California, sold over 2,000 homes. Now, you may not have all that information, right? You may not have that. So you need a coach you can work for. So most people go to a company that's well known, which is a great idea. However, there's more to it. It's good to have a, a company behind you until you get behind you. I get that. So pick a great company. Amazing. But what if you could work with somebody that was the best of a company, that was the best of the city that sold 2,000 homes? Now you can use that person. So if you get a coach, make sure you have somebody that's done a lot of things so you can use them to edify yourself. Hey, I'm new to real estate. And they're going to love that because a lot of people want to help the underdog. So I'm new to real estate, but I do have a mentor that I work with every single week, and I can call him to get all the most important part of the negotiating and making sure all that is done correctly. But I have all the time. So together, we're going to give you the best experience. So you work with whatever you have to make it the best. With that being said, do you have any questions? If you're thinking about getting real estate, make sure you comment, ask me some questions, anything that could help you. You could be an agent selling 20 or 30 homes. If you haven't sold over 150 homes in a year, then even if you're in LA or the Bay Area, you may be making great money, but you could still be doing it better because there may be more agents per home sold in bigger cities from my last research that I did on it. But I truly believe the bigger cities are even easier to be better at because you have less people doing it that have sold a lot of homes. Every single home you sell, you will learn something from. And if you have an analytical brain like myself, you can capture all the little nuggets and keep all those things and keep learning on every single transaction you do. So if you're doing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 a year, I can get you to 20 or 30, guaranteed overnight. Depends on what you're working with, how committed you are, how coachable you are. So if you have some questions on that, make sure you inbox me, and I would be happy to jump on a phone call with you. Or if you want to jump on here right now and ask me any top chat. Trying to make sure I'm not missing any comments on here. 1 second. All right. So if you like to comment anything, please do. If you have any questions, let me know. The number one, I'm just thinking about this out loud. The number one reason people don't make it in real estate is because they don't have the support. I'm gonna give you 2 days: the support and the drive. Support and drive. Got to be committed. You've got to burn the boats. You got to have no plan B. I'm gonna go to school for my business degree just in case I don't do real estate. No, just got to be committed. And if you're committed, you will succeed. That is the one superpower that I would put comes from courage, which is I believe is a muscle. So when you do ice showers or you go to the gym, you do a hard thing every single day, it increases this thing. So whatever you fear, you need to go near. That being said, I hope this helps somebody out there that's thinking about getting into real estate. I didn't want to discourage you. I honestly wanted to be frank with you and just don't waste your time. Don't go get your license like most people do. Sell 1 or 2 houses a year to friends and family, and you end up you're not committed to getting better. If you're not, here's the thing. Let me explain this to you. If you're not committed to self development, don't get in real estate. It's not a job. Most people do it as a job, and that's why they make 50, 60, 70, 80 grand a year. If you're doing it to be excellent at it, the sky's the limit. And I believe most agents waste their friends and families money because they cost them money. And I get it. We got to go through a learning curve. However, if you message me today, I will teach you how to take cold calls, make them warm, and meet people that you're going to serve and help. And you can make $200,000, $300,000 your first year in real estate this year. Say that because the last 2 years have been very, very slow because of rates jumping up, and most people just hold off because they're a great rate, sacrifice a little bit. But those people are going to start buying it now. I see it because I've been working with people for 2 years, and I see it. This is the year that you're going to see a lot more listings and a lot more buyers. So, with that being said, comment one thing that you feel is holding you back. What is one thing that you feel is holding you back? And what's one thing that you want to improve on for the next 7 days? Comment that for me. Until the next video, I will see you Friday at 9 a.m. And we will keep on these calls to get you guys. I'm trying to be. I'm going to be consistent with you guys this year. Fridays, 9 a.m. Fridays, and I'll probably have a couple other ones. I'm doing calls on Wednesdays, live phone calls on Wednesdays. So if you guys want to grow and get better, bet on yourselves, invest in you, become the best version of you, and you will live the best life, better life than you can even imagine. Till the next one, be blessed. See ya.